Okay, the page numbers look okay on here. And I've told you this before, and I don't know if it's just because you aren't listening or you're trying to, I really don't know. But generally, and this professor requires that you put Professor Holland on it. We didn't pay for all that education not to be called professor. When you get there, you'll know. Okay, so right here, again, you're ignoring the MLA format. You're not looking at the directions. And that's very frustrating because I can't go back and do this for you. And as I said, Daniel, it's going to just get harder if you don't learn this now because everything's MLA in here. Okay, remember that. In fact, I'd just go ahead and put the date. I'd put Sunday's date, and I don't even know what that is. Maybe the 25th. I don't know. But your thesis is 4 lines. Okay, well, when you hit enter, that's 2 lines because this is double space. So there we go. So then you've got that. I do want to take just a minute. I'm going to just do this the fast way. I'm going to go to edit, select all. I'm going to right click. I just want to check your margins and they're very good. And you've got double space. Wonderful. Okay, so then the next thing I do, hit, excuse me, I hit that twice. I hit it twice or hit enter twice, and I put annotated bibliography. Now go ahead and change this back to black font. In fact, on yours, it's already black. Okay, then here, from this point on, you're going to have double space. So the only 2 times that you have 4 lines, in other words, you hit enter twice, is after the date. Well, actually, after the date, after the 2, hit enter and then hit enter, then start your thesis. After parents, hit enter and hit enter, and then you get this. Then everything else is double spaced. Right here, you need to take that out of all capital letters. And if you go up to this button, it says, I mean, if you want to retype it, that's fine, but you risk making mistakes. But you could just go to capital A, lowercase a up here and go to capitalize each word. And there we go. That will do that for you. This is good that you did academic search complete. You just need to italicize it because it's the name of the database. Okay, so that looks good. This is indented, which it should be, but for some reason, this one is not. So that tells me we may have a problem over here with our margin. Yeah. Whenever something's not aligning correctly, that's usually going to be what it is. Okay, so I'm going to hit tab 1 time. And for some reason, it should align with the second. This kind of looks weird. I'm wondering if you hit the, hold on a minute. I think you hit enter when you shouldn't have. Just paste it the way it came from academic search complete. Looks like, yeah, I think you played with it. So what happened, I'm going to take everything back over. Now, let me check this. And don't hit the space bar or anything like that to try to force it. Okay, that looks okay. Now I'm going to go to hanging. Okay. Now this kind of jutted out, and that's okay. but just hit it one more time and it will be indented. Okay. I specifically said not to use Dr. McGraw. You probably think, yeah, you probably think that I was just talking about the television show, but I'm not going to accept this. I've already said don't do Phil McGraw. Let me see what it says. This article goes over Mr. Ramsey's unique interpretation of telling the story. He's not a Mr. His name is Burke. Okay, it's about Burke. When you say Mr. Ramsey, I think of his father, John. Okay, so be more specific. This article goes over Ramsey's unique interpretations of telling the story of how he never came out of the room when, okay, that should be a lowercase t, when the police came in. Scott Roberts, defense attorney and media pundit, it should be has studied the case. He was kind of strange and allowed little emotion. Okay, if you're going to go there, you need to give a lot more detail, especially was it the tone of his voice, was his body language, and then you can use that. And since it did comes from Academic Search Complete, yes, you cannot use the TV show where Dr. Phil got his millions of dollars talking to this kid. But if you've got experts in here, well, he's a defense attorney, but I guess he's an expert on the law. You're going to have to go into a whole lot more detail than this because I don't know how you're going to use it. How is this going to help you prove that JonBenét's brother did it? The case files have let believe that. Okay. Well, it should be a should sentence. If investigators, and you need to read this out loud to yourself and make sure it makes sense. Want to close the JonBenet cold case, they should delve further into all of the evidence that points to her brother Burke. Okay, and then you're going to come up with, okay, one of the things could be maybe I would, if you're talking about his odd expressions, what you and I think is odd may not be the same thing as a forensic pathologist say, or just not a pathologist, a forensic psychiatrist or forensic psychologist. It would probably be a forensic psychologist, but or a psychologist. They're going to see things because they've been trained in that. So that's the kind of experts you're looking. If they say because he looks off to the left when he's telling a story, that means he's lying, then there's no absolutes, but it could be that they're right about that because there is something about when you're recounting something, remembering something, your eyes do go in a certain direction. If you're making up something, they go in a different direction. But if somebody already knows that, which I don't think Burke would know, but when he was a kid, then they're kind of like the people who can cheat polygraph tests. They learn to control their breathing because that's what the whole thing is, and their heart rate. So they're seasoned liars and they can pass a polygraph. So people who have read about, well, if you turn your eyes this way, then that means you're guilty. Well, then they're probably not going to turn it that way because they know that you read the same books. So, but anyway, just make sure that you're able to tell me how you're going to use it. Now, on next week, you're going to come up with 3 different ways you're going to prove it. One could be, for this one, body language. His body language told on him. Okay, and then you come up with 2 other avenues that are going to show that he is guilty. So go back and redo this. Well, yeah, you need to redo this and then add more to this that you can use. And then you just keep adding your other 4 on here. Do not use any video with Dr. Phil. And you could only use this one if there are experts talking in it, because he's not an expert. He's a TV personality. Okay. There's a difference between a forensic psychologist, a psychologist, and Dr. Phil. Okay. That's it. And just turn this in on Sunday night by 11:59 with all the corrections and your other 4 sources. 2 of them could be videos, but you need to swing them past me before you use them. 3 of the articles have to be from Academic Search Complete. You've already gotten one of those, so that's good.